I got so caught up in my drum pad feelings, I forgot to actually comment on the P-Funk show, the actual show in Ventura. The final show, that's it. Read the flyer. The final tour. Mr. Payne said it. He tried to play it off. Final tour of the year. Who they think they fooling? They ain't fooling me. That's it. It's done. That's why Mr. Clinton don't care about the drum pad bullshit. He's like, I got birdhouses to paint. But the show was good. The show was really, really good. The show was good. Mr. Hampton was loud as fuck. Just the way he's supposed to be. Loud and clean. Clear. I was like 10 feet from his amp. It was so damn loud, just cutting through everything. Mr. Bedrosian, he came front of the stage. He came front of the stage twice, I saw him. He was singing, one of the songs he was singing, and I guess his mic went out. He said his rig went out. So he came to the front of the stage and grabbed the microphone from, I think, Mr. Shider, one of the microphones in the front that worked. And he sang. And it was good to see him out there. It was good to see him out there. I was like, yeah. Now, granted, it gave the band a whole different look. I can't let that, I gotta mention that. It gave the band a whole different look. But then I thought about it, considering the majority demographic of the crowd and crowds, maybe having Mr. Bedrosian come to the front is not a bad idea. I had to say that. I tried not to, no I didn't. But it was good to see him come up there and sing the way he sang, because it could be that no one comes to the front and sings like that. Mr. Shider, he did Presence of a Brain, leading it as a singer. The knee deep to the flashlights, it's almost like, not singing background, but you're more into the song. When he came out and sang this, it was like he was singing verses and lead, and the energy was up. It wasn't like a Presence of a Brain feel. It was a different kind of feel to see somebody up front where you could actually hear their voice and hear them sing. And I'm not trying to take a shot at when they be singing over them tracks. If we were able to hear Brandy sing like that, actually hear her voice over the top, clear, it's energizing. It was energizing to hear him sing and get the full voice range and full feel of a human voice up front, and to see him up front, like that. That was good. That was really good. It was good to see him. That was first time I ever seen that. That was good. And then I don't know if it was doing jump around or whatever, but then he pogo sticked across the stage during one of the songs. He was like doing the jumping, like pogo sticking, jumping up and down across the stage. It was just good to see it. It was just good to see it. And that's the kind of stuff you do on the final show of the last tour ever. I'm just saying. Mr. Payne tried to play it off at the end saying, this year. Yeah, I know. But anyway, it was a good show. It was a good energy. I think the sound was pretty good. I think the bass was pretty good. And the opening band was pretty good too. Matizo, wherever they were, Matizo beat or something. They were pretty good. Like Sorrel said, it was one of the few opening bands where you kind of wanted to hear more or didn't mind if they were to keep going. Because they were hitting something. The horn-led band, I guess Afro-Cuban they were calling it, Afro-Caribbean or something like that. Horns up front, good bottom on the one, sort of, just like that. But and the P-Funk was just good. P-Funk show was good. The energy was good. Trey Lou was there this time. Brandy was there this time. They did Mama Told Me, which was okay. I've seen it better before. I don't know what better means, but I guess the whole show was just good. It was just good. Even Get Low was, pretty good. And Knee Deep, Energy, and Cosmic Slop. They did Presence of a Brain. I could have swore I heard the girls singing, hear their vocals actually come through. Mr. Payne doing his thing. Mr. Josie and the horns, of course, as always. I think they had the trumpet from Blue Eyed Extension. I think that was him. The trumpet from Blue Eyed Extension. I think that was him. So they had 3 horns. Mr. Boyer, of course. Mr. Thomas, as always. Like I said, part of the woodwork, always solid. Mr. Curry, always solid. He got a solo and Mr. Clinton, Large Curry. Large Curry. So, who else? Tanisha. She does what she does. That's all she can do, just stand there, basically. Now, when she do her moves, when she does a certain dance moves and hit those certain rhythms with the hips, granted, and the whole body, the way them young girls, well, maybe younger. I mean, I didn't have to say that. Can move in a certain way. Especially with the music. Yeah, and then of course you got Brandy bringing energy all over the stage. 13. I mean, it's just Mr. Shider, Mr. Hampton, Kevin Oliver. And I got to look and see, his solo and his tone on his solo during P-Funk is always interesting. That tone or whatever you call it is always interesting to start it off. And then, Treffiel, him too, his energy, and playing the rhythm on Maggot Brain. It's hanging in there, hitting that. He might mess up a note or two, but he keeps going. You could have made it. You could have made it. That's the California way.
I'm gonna tell her you only did 20 strokes anyway.
I'm out here, baby. I'm out here. See how people want to be on Jeffery TV. It was good. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Kevin Oliver and Treffiel playing Stroke on Maggot Brain. He may have fluffed a note or two, but he just came right back to it. It didn't let him. It gave it almost a nuance. I was thinking maybe, if you missed that note, miss it again. And then kind of play back to it or something like that. But it was good. The sound was good. And Mr. Hampton started off. Mr. Hampton started off Maggot Brain. He hit that note. And it came in. It sounded okay to me, but obviously it didn't sound okay to him because he stopped. He let it go for a few more bars, whatever bars are. And then he came in and it was better. Whatever better meant. That coming that first note on Maggot Brain. Oh my God. I like the first note from Mr. Boyer on the trombone. Plays on the P-Funk solo. Oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's what, I grew up with. It's what's in my blood. It was how I was raised, how I was trained. It's that sound, it's just good. It is good. Don't forget anybody, how I always go all the way around the stage. And I have to catch myself and realize the reason we doing this, our big brother. Some of y'all might be expecting rainbow colored hair, You're getting none of that tonight. Some of y'all call him Star Child, Dr. Funkenstein, Mr. Wiggles. We call him our big brother, Mr. Clinton. I gotta give it to him. He's another, well, I was gonna say he part of the woodwork. He's becoming part of the woodwork now that meaning he's just so solid and does what he does, you just take it for granted now. Unless he does something very over the top. Like sometimes he'll come out in the audience, especially that one time he came out in the audience and had to roll over on his back to get back on stage. It was laying there with his legs kicked up in the air. When he did that, when I saw him doing that, I got a picture of him doing that, laying on his back. I was like, all right, old man, you got to get back on that stage. Somebody help him back on stage. He had to roll over. So he laid on the stage on his back with his feet in the air. And it made me think, I'm a genius. I'm a genius for picking this band 50 years ago. We're still doing it because of that man doing stuff like that. Something in that music told me that these are the kind of people I'm gonna be dealing with. And it brings tears to my eyes to see 80-year-old man up there kicking it that way, literally kicking, because he's on his back, feet in the air. Just solid, singing. Just, it's just what it is. It's good. It's good. Did I miss anybody? If I did, I don't think I did. I went across the stage that night where they talked about Mr. Cowan on drums, Mr. Bajosian. Oh, Mr. Bajosian said handcuffs. That was really good. That was really, really good. For whatever reason, I'm not even sure why, but it was just really good. He played the piano part, and he said handcuffs, and it just was good. Maybe because it was the song or the piano, because it's not a piano, is it? Is it piano in the original? I don't know, but it hit. It hit the spot. It really, really hit the spot. And again, to see him come front stage and sing a part of the song, I can forget even what song it was. I even forget what song it was that he was singing. I think it's a song that him and Mr. Shider sing, where he sing one verse and, behind it, I forget. And of course, Mr. Thomas, like I said, part of the woodwork, singing all the parts on One Nation, singing parts behind this, singing parts behind that. Just always there, always solid. Mr. Payne with the ad-libs and stuff. That's another thing. I was hearing Mr. Payne's ad-libs. That stuff was important. Every now and then I'll catch it. Hey, him and 13. How those ad-libs got to fit in there and be layered. Because for me, that whole layer vocal thing in Parliament was one of the main things that attracted me to the music. Having, different choruses or whatever sung on top of each other. And during Flashlight, it seemed like they were trying to get to that where most of all we funk and was singing over the other part. I forget right now, but they were like almost like singing two verses over on top of each other. And you keep the music going. I was like, yeah, that. So it was good to see him go out with a bang. It was good to see him go out with a bang. I can say I was there. I was there front row. Right there. I was there front row, right in their faces. To the last show. The final tour. The final show, the final tour. I was there. I was there. And I was going to tell a story, but I think I'm going to save that one. I'm going to save it. I ran into Mr. Payne, Mr. Lewis. I think the trumpet was back there. There's people backstage. Outside the venue, backstagers, sitting there talking to them, having a conversation and stuff. just chopping it up. And then Tally was there. And then, me, I'm like, uh-oh, okay, I got to go get in line. And I saw Rob was in line already up front. He was like there, second in line. And, I just kind of, started walking up there, started talking to him. And I had a Steeler jersey on. So one of the other people that he was talking to was a Raider fan. Raider fan went in on me, as he's supposed to. I had my Steeler hoodie on. And then he had the game on. We started talking football, so I got chummy with them, and I was able to be like the second person in. Skip the line. Okay, I've done this too much. I've done it too much. It's like when you work at a job too long. You know all the tricks of getting out of doing work, and they become inherent, where you don't even think about doing work anymore. You just go to the tricks. And that's why I say too long, because you're not supposed to do that. But it becomes so much easier to do that than to actually do the work, especially when you can get away with it. But I don't mind standing in line. It's stuff that I kind of do mind. No, I don't mind. Not mine. That's too strong of a statement. I don't mind standing in line. I just don't like to. There was a time when I thought I was too good and too privileged to stand in line. It definitely was that, but it's not that anymore. When I do have to stand in line, I like standing in line away from home. Like if I'm across the world or I think New Haven, Connecticut is the one that comes to mind, or Bristol in England, something like that. I don't mind standing in line. I like it, in fact. But standing in line in LA, nah. San Diego, San Francisco, stuff. Anyhow, it was a good show. Love the music. Energized. Better than the Pomona show. I was in a bad mood for the Pomona show. I was just not in the best of moods. I don't know if I wasn't rested, or this or that, or drunk people getting on my nerves, or whatever. I just wasn't there. In fact, I bailed during maggot brain or something. I didn't leave. I went, find a place to sit down, rest my back, and there wasn't no place to sit in that place. There wasn't no place at all to sit. So I had to find a spot to lean up against. And I found a rail to sit on. This was in Pomona. I found a rail to sit on in Pomona, and they chased me away with the flashlight. So anyway, it was good. It was good. The Ventura show was good. Glad I got mine. And the last, I think I took all my shows, put them in Excel. Each show being on one line. I think it got down to over 230 lines. So I'll probably see over 230 shows now. And I was trying to take that and put it in ChatGPT and have ChatGPT, run me back statistics. Like say, what city have I seen the shows most in? I could probably even say, what show's the farthest from Los Angeles, California? How many times I do this, how many times I do that? I could tell ChatGPT to process it. But the problem was, it's not coming back with all the shows. When I even put all the lines in, and ask ChatGPT, how many lines are below? It doesn't come up with the full number. It should be like 237. It doesn't come up with that number. So there's probably some delimiters in there, or not in there, in the text, to make it seem like one line, like 2 or 3 lines might only be one line or something like that. Anyway, not to get too geeky. Anyhow, now I can swing on y'all. Ouch. Ouch. Now I can swing on y'all. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, and for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. A totality of it all, the theory of universe. A hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.